Good evening, everybody. Hopefully this is all working well. It should. We haven't changed anything. Let's tilt you down a little bit. Let's tilt you down just a scotch. Oh, we have so many things to do. So many things. All right. Good evening, everybody. Let's turn that off first, because now I know everything works. Stop. Stop. Be quiet. There we go. Quiet. All right. As my brother likes to say, real content begins now. Good evening, Flannel Family. Welcome to our Flannel Family Forum. I actually have a laptop next to me where I can read your comments, which has not worked in forever. I am glad you are here. Margaret, you made it to a live chat. Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve. Hello, Monkey Food Garden. How are you? Welcome. Welcome. I am very glad you're here. I have some exciting infrastructure news. We changed our internet provider. And now, instead of taking 2 or 3 hours in uploading and having to purchase data on poor Mrs. Flannel's phone, I am actually able to use internet to stream, and I can watch y'all on the chat scrolling by on an actual computer, so I don't have to take my phone, her phone, and everybody else's phone in the world. And Bobert, that's an interesting question, but yes, I play the drums, as a matter of fact. Not well, but I play them. Good evening, Amy, Thorn Creek Homestead. Hello. Man, I'm so glad you guys are here. As always, though, we must... Well, okay, first, if you clicked on this, and this is after this is live, this is very important. This is what I need from you guys tonight, and what I need from you following this stream. So if you're watching the playback, here's what I need from you. What we're going to discuss tonight is channel content and what you like and don't like about the channel. Caveat, my mom's not allowed to answer. Love you, Mom. Thanks for watching. We're making some tweaks, and I want to get your guys' feedback. I've already started doing it, and I would like to hear what you guys have to say about it. You guys who watch the live stream are our core group of people. You are the ones that make this channel go round. So I want to find more people like you, and I think one of the ways we do it is by feedback. So I would like your feedback this evening. So that's what we're going to get to a little later. Evening, Carolyn. It's okay. Don't worry about being late. Amy's here. Hello, Amy. Adam, Melissa, welcome. As always, we start with tea. Fresh, delicious tea. We are having the sweet and spicy that we had last week, and that's okay. Woo! Tea bag's getting recycled. And I have a splash of cream in it that I can't tell you where it came from. But it's really good. It's really good. Hey, Adam, how are you, my friend? Ooh, it's good. That little splash of cream really makes it. So yes, the entire, or most of the point tonight is to discuss the channel and where we're headed from here. So in our previous 2 videos, I have attempted to add a few things to it. Leah's here. Hello, Flannel folks. She says, hello, Leah. It's so good to see you again. Leah is one of the most encouraging people we have who watches our channel, and she's been very busy lately, so I have missed her comments, but she's been a supporter since way back when we started. But we've been doing this channel now for 2 years, and if you're a new subscriber, I welcome you. Thank you for joining us. Your time means a great deal to me. I am very honored that you spend any time with us at all, that you've clicked on our videos, that you bothered to subscribe. It means the world to my family and I want to do what I can. Reward you sounds bad, but I want to give you what you want, essentially. Good evening, Monkey Mama. Carlene says, learning quite a bit about butchering. The garden videos could be more edited. See a lot of nothing and it's boring. Fair enough. So I just finished reading a book called The YouTube Algorithm, and essentially one of the points, and I don't know if as a channel you're supposed to discuss this stuff or not, but I'm going to. I don't know if I'm all supposed to be subtle with it and stuff, but I want your feedback. And essentially what he said was discover who your audience is and then cater to that audience. And you guys have found me through one way or another, and you enjoy it. And hi, Tanya, welcome. And so I can't cater to everybody's wishes, but I think the vast majority of my audience is between the ages of like 40 and 70. And most of you are doing some of this stuff. I know some of you live vicariously through us, and that's cool too. But I'm thinking of switching up the video format a little bit to have some more of the videos like the butcher one that we just did, the diversify your meat supply one, where it's not exactly a how-to, but it has an idea of how we can get around some things. The milk video is similar. And I also realized I started off the channel trying to interject humor here and there, and I kind of got away from that. And so I'm now deliberately looking for things that I hope will make you chuckle. If you find it ridiculous, please let me know. But the past two videos, I've kind of implemented some of those strategies, and I was curious as to your takeaways from the diversify your meat supply and the illegal video. Monkey Food Garden says your videos on money saving tips are great, as well as butchering videos. Gave us a ton of great ideas. Woo! Oh, Cowboy Panel says take off the hat. All right. Well, if that's what it takes, I mean, shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff. How's that? Is it too much down like that? Does it need to be back a little? Tell me what you need, Cowboy. Here, we'll do the 90s feeling things again. I really want to know what you guys think, but don't be too bad. It hurts my feelings. It's not windy. We can go hatless. Yeah, Tim says, I wish we lived closer to each other, but 1 hour and 15 minutes is a bit far. It is far. But Monkey says, saving tips on money tips. So, yeah, I want to do a series. Okay, Monkey Food Garden says, like both of those videos, the milk had me rolling. I think you'll appreciate the one coming out tomorrow. I filmed it today. I edited it today. We have original music from one of my children who is asked to remain nameless. So you're going to get an original score tomorrow, not only during the intro, but the very end is all their music. Carolyn says, love learning and would like to see more gardening ideas. I'm a gardener and we always look for tips on what doesn't work. Love the illegal stuff. Perfect. Carolyn, I have to admit, I'm not really a gardener, but my wife is. So I'm trying to pull her into more videos because she is the brains behind the gardens. I know that's ridiculous because my brother's David the Good, and you would think that through osmosis or something that I would have picked up some of those things, and I just didn't. I like building things, and I like animal husbandry. So let me tell you what I'm thinking moving forward. I'm thinking of having basically three kind of Cowboy says Mrs. Flannel has great hair also. She does. I'm thinking of having three different types of video moving forward. I'm trying to narrow my focus. I enjoyed reading the Old Virginia book, and I'm going to add 2 recipes to our little repertoire this evening. Mrs. Flannel picked 2 that I can't wait to try. So we're going to move to, I think, a different format, sort of. It's still going to be me, right? We're not going to change what we're doing or who we are. Animals are good too. Cool. Any hands-on videos is what you've done before is great. Every day of what you're doing, the good, bad, all of it, love it, do it. Yeah, so, okay, I think you're going to dig what I'm going to try and do moving forward. What I'm going to try and do moving forward is kind of comment on something of news of the day, sort of, and kind of how it pertains to our lives and homesteading or freedom. And these are the, I'm trying to work in kind of some of the topics of the day that are going on and then give you my perspective on them. They're going to be a little shorter, like 4 to 5 minutes long. And I'll give you a bit of a preview. We're talking about eggs tomorrow. The egg shortage. who's causing it, but we also managed to throw in a Chinese weather balloon. Real quick, just throwing it. So I'm almost going to try and have a bit of a, almost like a sketch or something thrown in there somewhere. Hey, Bill. Happy birthday, my friend. EV says, sorry we missed the start. Was hoping you'd be live tonight. We're here. Margaret, yes. Margaret says, I like the ones that show your life there and what you're doing on the homestead. And yes, Michelle, thank you. Please hit the like button. It does help with the algorithms. So that's one of them, right? It's kind of a workaround with a little bit of commentary on the day. So the egg video that's coming out tomorrow is only about 5 minutes long. But I punched in a bunch of funny stuff, a little hyperbolic, kind of like the cow video. And we're going to aim for just something to make you chuckle, but also maybe something to make you think. And then we're going to have our homestead building videos. And I think what those are going to be are a bit longer. If you guys have seen Shaun the Modern Yeoman, kind of more in that style, where it's the family working together, family building the homestead, and the things that we're doing that we have found successful. And then I'm kind of going to do either like straight building videos of things that I'm actually building. So building the homestead's almost the wrong term. It's almost, I guess, developing the homestead. So those are going to be a little longer, more vloggy, the story of our family and how we're progressing. And, you know, the kids will be involved, the wife will be involved in those kind of things. And then the last one will be things that I'm actually building. And the building ones, I'm going to keep the time lapse in, and those kind of things. So kind of a monologue over the time lapse. I'm hoping to build a straw bale cold room, and that's going to be kind of falling into that category. But also it's going to so I'm trying to be more intentional with the format of what I'm doing and how you're able to consume it. So, you know, if it's like 4 minutes long when you're clicking on it, that it's going to be one of these like punchy, thinking outside the box, humorous type video. And if you see it's 12 minutes long or 15 minutes long, you're going to know, oh, okay, here's a family one, you know, where I'm out with the kids and we're harvesting, we're planting, we're doing those kind of things. And then there'll be straight up like repair videos. Review videos. That was the other one I wanted to do. Review videos. Bill Elrod says, we'll be happy with anything you do. You and your family are a blessing to all of us. Well, thank you, Bill. And Carolyn says, we've learned a lot from you. Keep doing what you do. It takes time to build a YouTube channel. When you least expect it, God will bless you. My internet keeps going and coming. So, well, I'm sorry. Carlene says, did you realize the egg video is set for 4 a.m.? I fixed it. Thank you so much for pointing that out. We did... Yeah, I meant to hit 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and for some reason it said 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. Eastern Standard, which I guess, Carlene, I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but I'm assuming it's not Eastern Standard. So I would like to develop relationships, if possible, with some advertisers like I did with the Seiko chainsaw. I really enjoyed that product, and I enjoyed bringing you the video for it, and having been a handsy kind of guy, I would like to, even if the advertisers don't, yeah, Colorado. Yeah, you're mountain time, so you're 2 hours behind me. Leah says, I know you have goals for your channel, but I think you being yourself and sharing what you know and what you've learned is perfect. Cool. Yeah, Leah, that's kind of, that's what I want to do. I always want to be me. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm going to be my same old goofy self. But I think it'll be easier for me to maintain the content if I know kind of what I'm aiming for with videos. So I'm actually now laying my videos out in advance, and I'm trying to plan some of the thumbnails and things instead of just things being an afterthought. I have to say that I'm sorry, because I originally started the channel with the intent of encouraging people. And just getting people to try. And it doesn't matter if you're homesteading or not. If it's trying to get out of debt, if it's trying to fix a light switch, if it's trying to be a better husband or father or wife, whatever, parent, I just want to encourage you to do something today, because today is what we have. And that sort of kind of slipped on me. And it's not that we got discouraging. I still think our videos were uplifting, but I lost kind of the focus that's really what I'm trying to get across. Whether you watch the video because you're looking to learn something, or you watch it because it's just hanging out with me for 10 or 15 minutes and it makes you smile, brightens your day. That's really what I want. So I'm not looking to turn into some gimmicky nonsense. I'm really just trying to focus my energies into the place that it's going to be the most productive for you and for me. I have to stop making videos that I would watch and make videos that you would watch. So Tonya says, I enjoy Goofy, and I heard that I may be goofy too. That's perfect. Hello, Love Cat. I'm glad you're here. Haven't seen you in a while. We are well, thank you. Yeah, Bobert, I'd love to do some more interviews. I'm just having a hard time getting people to kind of show up. Love Cat says, more clickbait, doom and gloom, and pretentiousness. Well, so funny, Love Cat, you're going to love tomorrow's then. And here's the thing, okay? I like to be hyperbolic. I like to point out the absurdity of what some of the things that they are telling us are, right? If you're anything like me, you've probably been growing up, you were probably super patriotic, right? And rah, 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 and all that stuff. And I'll tell you, the first president I voted for was Bush, George W., not the other one. And now looking back, I can't believe I voted for him. And like my whole mentality has changed. And the past 2 or 3 years has really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I was not expecting. And now I see everything through a completely different lens. So I would like to share that lens with you guys in a very ridiculous sort of manner. You're never going to see me actually panic on the channel, because panic doesn't do anything for anyone. So I'm not going to give you that type of right. What we've said here before is plan, prepare, and pray. Those are our deal. Plan, prepare, and pray. So if you hear, somebody told me I was being a drama queen about the milk. So I went really dramatic in the next video. I should read the comment to you guys because it was so silly. So yeah, we're not going to, yeah. Tanya says, I'll make a deal with you for a dozen eggs. You make it, I'll watch it. That's hilarious. Yes, absurdity. That's right. That's what I'm aiming for. So, yeah, Faith says my first vote was Clinton's first term. Talk about regret. Yeah. So, right, we're at a different place now. So I think we can laugh about a lot of those things. So I hope you get a chuckle out of the next one. I'm so excited. The other thing I'm going to start doing, and tell me if this works for you guys, okay? Because again, you're my core, you're my peeps, you're my fam. You're the ones that have supported us. You're the ones that are here, and I want your feedback. Aim Rig Channel says, hello, new friends. Hello. Aim me. I know it's not me. I'm just being silly. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for popping in and saying hi and spending your evening with us. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Lord's Day. So that's what we're aiming for. Yeah, Love Cat says my first vote was for Clinton too, but the read my lips CIA guy seemed worse at the time. So the other thing I'm going to do, and please tell me if this works, is I've been studying the analytics behind the scenes, and I've discovered that the vast majority of you are on at 6 p.m. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to release my videos. I'm aiming for Monday and Friday for the scheduled videos. So those are the edited ones and all that stuff. Monday and Friday, 6 p.m. And what I'm trying to do is give you something to look forward to at the end of your Monday, and something that you would enjoy, like starting your weekend with. So I hope that works for you guys. Yeah, Margaret says the first one I ever voted for was Reagan, and he was the last. Spent the following years investing in the Constitution Party. Yep. I voted a lot for the Libertarian candidate just to try and get some of those numbers up. EV says, I voted for John Anderson in the 80s due to my New York Republican husband's maligned influence. How's your recovery going, EV? I hope you're doing better. Sherry says, hi, I have gardening on the mind, so as soon as y'all can, get digging. Also, compost and random projects. Cool. Vermin Supreme. Sherry, we're going to start our green, not greenhouse, but our seeds here soon inside. We bought a soil compactor, the soil start thing that you squish it and it makes a little soil block. So we're going to start filming that here pretty soon. And that's going to be more in the vlog style of building the homestead. So they'll be a little longer, a little less jump cutty, and more story based than necessarily how-to videos. My wife is a very good gardener, but she's really not interested in making how-to videos, but I can suck her into making kind of building the homestead video. So I think that's kind of what we're going to do. If you have seen, Monkey says, that's perfect, right after work. Cool. Mobile and improving. Thanks. Excellent, Evie. I'm very happy. We've been praying for you. Yeah, my funny short videos are going to be highly edited. The building and creating things video are going to have time lapse and music. And then I think the homesteady vlog style one, if you guys have watched the Holler Homestead, they're going to be more in line with kind of that style, right? We're just hanging out, talking, getting some things done. I really like making that style of video because it feels like you're here with me when I make those. When I make the other two, I'm creating something for you. But when we're making the vlog ones, it feels like I'm making something with you. Like I really feel like there's a partnership going on. Darlene, yes. So she says, Darlene Dobbs, which is a great thing, says, if we talk about things like milk, can we also talk about how to solve the issue? I see so many talking about such things, but no one tells us how to fix them. Yes. Yes. So I have a thought on a video called What Government's Role in Food Should Be. Now, this is all my opinion stuff, so, whatever. Some of the fixes are doing things that you feel are ethical. Yes. So I have another series coming out about backyard chickens and how they actually will save you money and they are economical, because you see tons of videos on get chickens, and I've made those. Get chickens, put them in your backyard, put them in your backyard, put them in your backyard. I'm not saying that city ordinances should be ignored. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should put chickens in your backyard anyways. Not saying it. Not saying it. Read my lips. I'm not saying put chickens in your backyard. Sorry, that was Bill Clinton. I did not have. But I will show you how. I will show you how to put chickens in your backyard for inexpensive amounts of money that will save you money. That's what I am going to do. I'm creating a series on that. And I'm hoping this week to film the world's cheapest chicken coop. So yeah. Tim says, so Tim, I actually mentioned that in the video. There are cow shares. More impression videos, Love Cat says. You can buy a cow share in Virginia. That's true. But a half a gallon of milk is $6.50, right? That's not sustainable. That's not a sustainable model. So yeah, some of those things you're just going to have to decide for yourself what things you're going to abide by and what things you're not going to abide by. So yes, you can get a cow share. From what I understand, it's legal to buy it for animal food, but I haven't found it in writing yet. So you can decide if it's good for your animals or not. Yep, those kind of things. So I'm trying to find workarounds. Joel Salatin is very good about finding workarounds. So I'm trying to kind of not mimic what he's doing, but on a smaller scale, on a backyard scale. I'm not trying to really my content is not necessarily geared toward homesteaders. It's more geared toward people who were like me, living in the city, trying to figure out how you're going to make food for yourself. Where can you get healthy food for yourself and your family without breaking the bank? For those of my friends who are familiar with Publix, and Boar's Head, there is you can also identify as a calf, right? Just be a furry. Yes. So, I'm trying to help people get better food for themselves without it breaking the bank. But Boar's Head, the meat company, used to have the best slogan in the world, and it was called "Compromise Elsewhere." And oh, thanks, Stephanie. She says, I'm really looking forward to your content. Well, you can look back at some of our old stuff and see if any of it tickles your fancy. But Boar's Head had a saying that said, compromise elsewhere. And I think when it comes to food, that needs to be our motto. Food is what makes us run. Food is what feeds us. Food is what helps us think. It gives us energy. Inflammatory diseases, like all of these things are almost vegans are the incels of gastronomy. It's like putting, water in your gas when you put it in your car. Like you just don't run as well when you don't eat good food. But it's very hard to find food that is good for you. Okay. I don't really care what your diet plan is. I don't care if you're a vegan or not. None of that really matters to me. There are parts of veganism that are great, and there are parts of it that are, Oreos are vegan, right? That's the old joke. So, but I have a friend who I work with also, who is so aghast at the way they treat animals that he doesn't eat meat anymore, because it's also extremely expensive to go buy like humanely raised meat. So he just cut it out. It's totally he's doing it for a moral reason. So I appreciate that. And when I brought bacon into work, he ate some because I raised my animals in an ethical manner. It was dispatched in an ethical manner, and it was processed in an ethical manner. So he ate some. So, but how do you afford, with inflation out of control and all these other things, how are you able to provide good food for your family when grass-fed anything, is $8, $9, $10 a pound? It's holy cow, holy cow. So we're trying to find workarounds, and we're trying to maybe encourage you to do something you didn't think you could do before, like butcher an animal. That is something you can do. It really, really is. You can do it. You can get your hands in there. I'm not sure. I'm debating on doing a whole rabbit series. Yeah. Love Cat says, when I made costumes, vegans told me they'd rather wear petroleum chemical vinyl products than ethical organic leather. Yep. But again, I don't, well, I do kind of want to tell you how to live your life a little bit, to be honest. That's just kind of who I am a little bit. But I am absolutely of the mind, you do you, and leave me alone so I can do me. So yeah. Melissa says 2 whole chickens at Costco were $25 and $30. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, Bill, you guys, I'm so impressed with Bill Elrod and his lovely wife, Tammy. The amount of food that they grow on their acre is just unbelievable. You guys are really something else. So yeah, Leah says raising and growing something you eat is also rewarding on a mental level. It's the best confidence booster I've ever found. I'll tell you, it's a boatload of work, right? I mean, you guys have watched me butcher a pig, and it takes hours and hours and hours, and I'm up early, and it's a lot of work. And, as the old saying goes, once you pull the trigger, right, you're on the clock. And it takes days, of dispatching and gutting, and then the next day to process it. But then I have it in my freezer for I don't know, I think a pig lasts us 4 months. And when you sit down at the table and your children are eating good food, and it's food that you were able to provide. Now, if you have to go to a farm and get it and come back with it, that's providing it also. So you don't have to have the land. But doing these things yourself and feeding your family healthy food is so satisfying. The contentment that it can bring is it's just awesome. So, I'm writing down before I forget. Y'all said more gardening, some compost videos. You like the homestead building. videos. And so you approve of the review video style and the kind of current event slash outside the box. They're basically just going to be kind of wacky videos that I want to make because I think they're fun. Like I said, I want to bring a smile to your face. I want to relieve some of the stress on y'all. Growing up, Little Country Homestead says, I grew up eating Hot Pockets and Top Ramen. I lost over 400 pounds of homegrown meat last summer when my garage burnt down. It hit my wife and I really hard when we had to go and buy meat again. I am so sorry. Fractal Insight says, wow, I feel blessed to live in Nebraska where beef is only $4 to $5 a pound. Yeah, well, that's because you're right there where they're raising it. So, Tanya says, I wish every church had a garden. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah, that's so much meat to lose. So one of the reasons I rigged my house with a generator, because my layout is kind of goofy with my electric, but my house panel box feeds my barn panel box, which feeds the cabin panel box. And my big freezer is over by the cabin. And so I hooked up a generator to my house and I can fire it up and flip a couple breakers. And I did that almost exclusively to protect the meat in the freezer. I don't really care about the air conditioning and the heat. I'll make it work. I don't really care about lights. When our when our propane ran out our very first month or second month of being here, we just picked up one of the wood burning stoves out of the barn and brought it into the backyard and we boiled our water and cooked our food. We can make it work. But once that meat goes sideways, it's over and there's just nothing you can do. So, Carolyn says, here in Florida, we buy raw milk marked as animal food. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's allowed, but state to state, you just have to find the rules. Bobart says a gray water system to water fruit trees would be awesome. That's true. Bev's Urban Garden, hello. Good evening. Yeah, Evie says victory in Jesus is always a good idea. So as you guys know, I'm a Shiite Christian. That's a joke. I make jokes. But the live streams are a lot of the times where we talk about the spiritual implications of things. And not that we won't talk about them in the videos. We do when it's, I hate to say when it's relevant, but I'm not going to force it in there and I'm not going to pull it out. I do my best to live my life for the Lord on a daily basis, and I hope that comes out in the videos and the way we're doing things. But we will absolutely have those discussions here on Saturday and or Sunday night. I am unable to commit to a Friday night or Saturday night or Sunday night live stream schedule. Unfortunately, I wish I was able to say, hey, every Saturday at 6 p.m. we'll be doing whatever, but I can't because I am in the fire department as a day job and my schedule rotates. So I'm on duty the next 2 Saturdays. So I have to do my live streams on Sunday. So we'll be doing them on Sunday. I prefer to do them on Saturday. I like them on Saturday. I typically try and have Sundays be more for the family, but I feel like y'all are part of the family too. I really do. And I enjoy this time immensely and just hanging out with you guys. So the next 2 weeks will be Sunday, and then following it will be Saturday. I've talked to Sean the Modern Yeoman like 3 times. For those of you that don't know, Sean the Modern Yeoman has a channel. He's got about almost 10,000 subscribers now. He's a super cool dude. I am headed there on Friday to butcher a pig with him, Billy from Permapastures, my brother, David the Good, and the Kramer Life, Nate, I forget his wife's name, I'm so sorry. Nate is also going to be there. And we are just going to have a good old-fashioned kind of doing of a pig. Margaret says, missed y'all today. Thank you, Margaret. Well, I'm sure that Conrad told you why we were not there. Bev's Urban Garden says, sorry, late, streaming not flowing tonight. I'm sorry. But we're not gone, Margaret. We'll be back. Thank you, Bobert. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Your support always helps. And as you guys know, I like to put community posts up fairly often. Oh, that's something else I forgot. I will still continue to do the shorts during the week as something cool pops up. So I'm going to try and keep including things in the shorts, kind of so you guys just have a constant progression of what we're doing. And the shorts are going to be much more along the lines of just kind of something cool that's going on that day that didn't make it into a video. if y'all don't mind. Love Cat says, darn it, it's feed time here. I must go. Was really looking forward. Really fun catching up. Blessings to all. Thank you, Love Cat, for being here. Appreciate it. Cool. Monkey says the shorts are great. All right. Tanya says, how can I get the courage to harvest meat birds? Any advice? Yes, just do it. And that sounds ridiculous, but what helps me with dispatching animals, because it's my least favorite part of homesteading, to be honest, is the kill. Equipment breaking, crops not working, just having to dispatch an animal is just yeah. So just remember that get him, Esther. Get him. She never barks. Hold on. Remind me what we're talking about in just a minute. Let me make sure there's not a dog on the property that's not mine. Hold on. I know, it wouldn't be a live stream. You okay, girl? What is it? What is it? Oh. Oh, that's funny. So my dog started barking, and I was like, oh my gosh, she never barks. Like, what in the world? Well, that's because Mrs. Flannel is walking down the driveway. So she was letting me know that Mrs. Flannel was coming back. So we're not going to live stream the butchering on Friday that I know of. We're actually going to do it on Saturday. But what we are hoping to do is Friday night, my brother and I are getting there a little early, and we're going to hang out with Sean and do a live stream, I think, on my brother's channel. But we are going to live stream Friday evening. We're just going to hang out with Sean, get to know him. I've never actually met him before, so I'm really excited to meet him. We've talked on the phone a bunch of times. Okay. Yeah, Faith K says, oh, Brian stepped away. Surprise, surprise. Southwind Station Home Urban says, have fun with Sean. It's been following him a long time. Figure Billy and Nate would be there too. Good friends with Sean. Learn all you can. I don't know if I could do it. I'm even squeamish about getting quail. Well, so Sean has only helped with a couple pigs, and so Billy, I'm looking forward to learning from Billy. And I mean, we've done 10 pigs this year, so we're ready to go. Choppy. So back to chickens. The thing is, animals don't die well in nature. So they just don't. Chickens get eaten by everything, right? It's terrifying to them. Or they get some sort of illness, or they get old and die. Like, there's no good death in nature for an animal. They don't just go to sleep one day and not wake up, right? It's pretty horrible. And so what I take comfort in is it's very, very quick, and they most likely have no idea what's going on. Oh, she says she's in Mississippi and nobody knows how to do it. Tanya, I'm not a fan of the Facebook. I'm just not. But I do have a page for our farm, and what I've discovered are these groups. Because I had Facebook many years ago, and then I dumped it, and then when I got back into it, this group thing was new. And I have found it to be actually an incredible resource for finding people who are doing things. So if you don't have Facebook, I made one for the farm, so there's like none of my personal information on it. I don't post any pictures of ourselves. I post the videos from here, and I look through groups and I find things and find information. And so if you don't have one, then I would create a Facebook account and then look for homesteading groups, backyard chickens, any of those groups in your area, and then throw some questions out to those guys and see if anybody's doing it. Because typically the homesteading community enjoys community, and they enjoy teaching people and doing those kind of things. Mississippi is a bit far for me to go. I'm sorry. You're welcome to come up here. I'll do a chicken with you. But I would use Facebook groups. Craigslist, sometimes you can find them, but it's harder. So, but yes, we use it. Joe Salatin also has some good videos on how to dispatch chickens. But we use a killing cone. We use a very sharp knife. And instead of trying to sever the head the whole way, you kind of cut the carotid. You let them sit there for a bit, and then you just go to work. And once the feathers come off, once they've been plucked, it looks like a rubber chicken. So it's much less icky, if you will. So, yeah. Danny and Wanda do their own, but they're in Louisiana, I believe. So Melissa says there's tons of homestead groups. I'm in 4 of them. Awesome. Yeah, I'm in, I think it's Homesteaders of Virginia. I joined a tractor one because that looked fun. A couple farm implement ones. As I grow, I'm going to join some of the pig ones and things like that. But yeah, I've had people find me through those groups too. So they're really a good resource. Yep, Tanya, I think that's a great path forward. And it gets easier as you do it. You get desensitized to things. Now, I'm a bit odd when it comes to that because I'm in the fire department. So I see dead people everywhere. I've dealt with a lot of stuff that most humans don't do well with seeing. And while I respect animals and treat them well, they don't rank in the same tier as humanity to me. And so after kind of dealing with all of the stuff that I've seen, animals weren't that big a deal for me. But I'm also aware that I'm, like Tim, we're not normal. Yeah, Southwind Station Urban Homestead says, so do I, 50 years as an RN. Yep. So, yeah, that's just kind of, that's what I would do. And as you do it, it'll get better. It really will. Yeah, Tonya says, I used to work in the medical field as a surgical tech. Now, I know actually some people in the fire department who have more feelings toward animals because they're kind of dead to humanity. They've been so disappointed that they're now like, yeah, they appreciate the animals more. So there is that. But yeah, so do you guys, I'm going to read our excerpt from Old Virginia here in just a minute. But do you have any other questions for me as we close out the evening tonight? I don't know how many minutes we're at, but I have yet to eat dinner and I'd like to go inside and do that. I like dinner. Do you like dinner? I like dinner. Is Deep South in Mississippi? I thought they're in, oh no, I guess that's true. They're in southern Mississippi. They're not too far from my brother. Bill, I haven't started any yet. I'm waiting on my grow lights to come in. My greenhouse isn't really functional at the moment. So we're going to do them in the pantry. And I was actually going to do a little video on our starting in there. Oh, that was something else I was going to talk to you guys about. We're aiming to start a flannel flower farm. Flannel flower farm. And I was going to film it and put it on this channel, but I don't know that the content is going to fit into kind of what I'm trying to do moving forward. It is technically, part of building the homestead, so it might get shown a little bit there. But I think I might start a separate channel with Mrs. Flannel, kind of as the lead, if she'll do it. I haven't talked her into it yet, but maybe you could help me petition her. And maybe do like a once a week video on the flower farm, because it's going to be much more specific to, we're starting the business from scratch. So, yeah, Mrs. Flannel's flower farm. That's it. So yeah, I think I might just start another channel for that, so I don't booger up all the algorithms that I'm trying to figure out on this channel. And I also don't want a bunch of people to join for flowers that aren't interested in the rest of the stuff we're doing. So I'm trying to stay true. I'm trying to stay true to the vision that I had in the beginning, while still adding more content. And actually, my middle flannel, is also working very hard on this farm. So I think the two of them would make a good combo for it. I just have to get them to be on the cameras. All right. So for those of you who are new to our channel, we read from Housekeeping in Old Virginia at least once a week. If memory serves, this book was published in 1879. We also have to read it in the NPR voice. Tongue toast. Take cold tongue that has been well boiled. Mince fine. Mix it well with cream or a little milk if there is no cream. Add the beaten yolk of 1 egg and give it a simmer over the fire. Toast nicely some thin slices of stale bread and, having buttered, lay them in a flat dish that has been heated. Then cover the toast with tongue and serve up directly. To roast an ox heart. Wash it well and clean all the blood carefully from the pipes. Parboil in 10 or 15 minutes in boiling water. Drain and put in a stuffing which has been made of breadcrumbs, minced suet or butter, thyme or parsley, salt, pepper, and nutmeg. Put it down to roast while hot. Baste it well with butter. And just before serving, stir 1 tablespoon currant jelly into the gravy. To roast, allow 20 minutes to every pound. So there you go. And I want to remind you that this book in the entrance, or the introduction, states that it is from 250 of the best housekeepers in Virginia. So this is not just like, that ain't no poor folk food, dadgummit. That was the upper echelon of society. Woo, goodness. But yes, somebody said that the flowers is a good money-making venture. That's what we're hoping, is that we're able to kind of support our farm a little bit with the flower farm. But like I said, I don't want to mess up the algorithms. Monkey Mama says, I don't know how you do those readings with a straight face. Well, Monkey Mama, I fancy myself a bit of a thespian. I was in drama back in college. Anyhow, my friends, I have yet to eat supper. Supper was a little bit later than would work. So I decided to come out here and do my live stream with you anyways, because I wanted it to be at a reasonable hour, because I'm an old man now and I like to go to bed fairly early. So thank you for being here this evening. Thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for your feedback. I'm really excited about what we're going to do shortly. I have a kind of absurd goal of trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think it's possible if I figure this thing out. So you guys can help cheer along our efforts. We're aiming to, this season, it's going to be a good season. There's a lot going on. So I think we're going to have a lot of content that will be worth sharing. So that's our goal, 50,000. You can help with that. If some of these shorter ones you find funny, please kick it over to your friends and whatnot. But otherwise, I'm going to let you go tonight. Thank you for joining me. Keep growing as you grow. And may God bless you and keep you this week as you go about your business. Thanks for joining me. Bye.